White House senior advisor Jared Kushner warns the United States will go on the offensive against China because of the economic pain the COVID crisis has caused Americans. It's already pushed some to pursue lawsuits against Beijing. But as CBN News national security correspondent Eric Phillips reports, some believe those efforts could backfire.
New research shows a whopping 62% of Americans believe China is a growing problem. At the center of it, belief the regime allowed COVID-19 to infect the world. One expert tells me China is not likely to face any consequences because of this and could potentially benefit from it. COVID-19 has crisscrossed the globe, bringing unprecedented sickness, death, and financial crisis. With Wuhan, China seen as ground zero, major questions remain about whether the devastation could have been avoided.
Once it became clear to the Chinese Communist Party leaders that this virus was highly contagious and deadly and was being transmitted from humans to humans, they continued to encourage travel outside of China to the rest of the world.
And U.S. officials say China hasn't helped matters by choosing to withhold key information and spreading misinformation.
I think China will largely get away with this, unfortunately.
Dr. Glenn Doerr teaches international studies at Cedarville University.
Maybe it was foreign travelers, maybe it had something to do with U.S. troops. They've given all these kinds of conspiracy theories just to simply try and muddy the waters out there to get the focus off of Xi Jinping and the Communist Party.
It's not just about political retribution or accountability. It's important today. We need to know this so we can save lives going forward.
As America's death toll grows, at least half a dozen class action lawsuits have been filed targeting China, including the states of Mississippi and Missouri. Legal experts don't expect the cases to get very far because U.S. law generally prohibits lawsuits against other countries. Doerr believes global pressure and a major forum like the United Nations or upcoming G7 summit would be the best route. For that to work, he adds, the U.S. and Japan would have to take the lead because other countries may hesitate to speak out.
China really has a lot of governments under their thumb right now because they've loaned them an awful lot of money. They've built various infrastructure, roads, soccer stadiums in a lot of parts of the world. And those governments, even though there'll be pressure because of coronavirus, aren't going to turn upon those making the loans.
Regardless, Doerr sees China likely emerging unscathed and possibly stronger in the end.
Because of coronavirus, a lot of governments will likely have a big drop in funding, as we're seeing in the United States. They'll be unable to pay back China's loan. And so China could actually emerge from this really in a stronger position, believe it or not.
Meanwhile, officials say China's ruling Communist Party is becoming more aggressive, both outside the country and within its borders. The military is advancing in the South China Sea, prompting the dispatch of 2 American warships to the region. And China is reportedly spreading propaganda in the U.S. to control the coronavirus narrative. Back home, a tighter clampdown on Christianity not seen since the 1970s, an apparent effort to eliminate it from public life. Doerr says he doesn't believe China could have predicted an increase in its power because of the pandemic. He also says as the U.S. presidential election grows closer, he believes attention to the coronavirus will subside, which could also bode well for China. Eric Phillips, CBN News.